New representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has been facing calls for her expulsion. This has been going on for about a week, but they're getting louder because she's crazier than we thought she was a week ago. Now, last week, we were infuriated by the fact that she had agreed with comments online calling the 2018 shooting in Parkland a false flag operation, which means that it was all faked. You know, the stuff Alex Jones is in legal trouble for. Yeah, no, your congressperson has a chance of believing that. She also liked other comments calling David Hogg a survivor of mass murder, hashtag little Hitler, and spread a conspiracy that he was a bought and paid little pawn and actor. So we're gonna show you the video, which you're probably thinking of already. But I want you to also take a look at this. This is a meme that she posted of David Hogg. I gave up mine, you give up yours. Definitely not a gun show, she says. This is 1 month after he survived an attempt at his own murder that took the lives of many of his friends. She was tweeting about how that high schooler's arms aren't impressive enough for her. That's what this congresswoman, now congresswoman, was posting on Facebook there. That she wasn't turned on enough by this kid's biceps. Anyway, she didn't just post comments, she also stalked him in real time. So here is a video in DC of her following David Hogg around.
Yeah. David, why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school, or at least protected them. Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? And why are you using kids as a barrier? Do you not know how to defend your stance? Look, I'm an American citizen. I'm a gun owner. I have a concealed carry permit. I carry a gun for protection for myself, and you are using your lobby and the money behind it and the kids to try to take away my Second Amendment rights. You don't have anything to say for yourself? You can't defend your stance? How did you get over 30 appointments with senators? How'd you do that? How did you get major press coverage on this issue? And how did you get kids? Why do you use kids? Why kids? You know, if school zones were protected with security guards with guns, there would be no mass shootings at schools. Do you know that? The best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun. But yet you're attacking our Second Amendment. And you have nothing to say. No words. Still on walking. He's got nothing to say. Sad.
Yeah, elsewhere in the video, she accuses him of taking Soros money and big liberal money. And the stuff about, like, do you not know that the good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun? And all she is a collection of memes and conspiracy theories, things that she read online that she instantly stuffed into her empty brain. That's all it is. And we're gonna have more, but Ben, I wanted to give you a chance. What do you think about that now, Congresswoman?
I'm curious how much that bag cost. I don't think that bag is particularly cheap. And the only reason I bring that up is because, you know, she likes to position herself as a victim here, right? And the only thing that she can use to position herself as a victim is the Second Amendment. This imagined fight against the Second Amendment that, you know, generally speaking, most Americans aren't trying to get rid of the Second Amendment. That's just a scare tactic. Most people just want to make sure that we stop killing our children in school. And so she's pitting her imagined grievance, right? When she has everything that she wants, and I don't know, bags and purses, but I just got a feeling that's not a cheap one. She's got it so good that all she has time to do is go harass a survivor of a mass shooting.
Yep. To fly cross country to harass someone who is processing the PTSD of watching their friends gunned down. Now, before we go to his response, which does exist, I wanted to help people understand one part of what she said there, because it's a little bit confusing. What you need to understand is that she is both dumb and crazy. And so sometimes what she says is explained by being dumb, sometimes by crazy. So what she kept saying there was, why do you use kids? Why do you use kids? And a rational person might hear that and think, Wait, what are you talking about? Why does he use kids? He's a kid. Kids were murdered. That's why they use kids. And it doesn't make sense. Now, it might seem like maybe she's just dumb enough to make that point, but no, in this case, it's not dumb. It's actually stupid. The reason, or it's actually crazy. The reason she's saying that is because you need to understand she doesn't think that shooting happened at all. She doesn't think he was shot at. She doesn't think that kids were killed at that shooting or at other big shootings. She thinks he is just a bought and paid for person of this lobby that uses kids by making up shootings. That's what she's talking about there. Just like in her Facebook activity, she thinks that he's lying. She thinks that Fred Guttenberg, who's appeared on the show multiple times, is lying about his daughter being murdered. And so her being dumb is bad. In this case, I think her being crazy is worse because I've seen no evidence that she doesn't still believe that.
John, these people exist in a parallel universe, except they're right here with us, right? Up is down, down is up. Truth is fiction, fiction is truth to them. There's no limit to which they're willing to lie to themselves in order to protect themselves from ever having to consider a thought that challenges their ego, that challenges their way of thinking, their philosophies. And so they're willing to tell us that the sky is green and the grass is blue so that they can maintain that cognitive dissonance.
Yeah. Or some of them aren't true believers. They tell their followers that so they can maintain their their funding, their
make
position,
some money,
their audience, whatever.
There's that.
Exactly. Now, David Hogg has responded to this video of Marjorie Taylor Greene going around once again, and here is what he had to say about it.
She was heckling you. I mean, obviously, you had survived the Parkland school shooting, so she's bringing all of this up. She also said during that she said, "I have a concealed carry permit. I carry a gun." She said, for protection. How did you interpret that? Did you hear that as a threat when she was chasing you saying that?
Oh, absolutely. But what I always say to myself, Allison, is that if they shoot me, they prove my point. And the reality is they can't kill a movement because the reality with that as well, and it's funny when they say that we're paid off and stuff. And I can tell you that there's no amount of money that you could ever pay any of us to do this work because that's not why we do it. None of us want to be doing this, but we have to because sadly corrupt elected officials like Marjorie Taylor Greene are in Congress and would rather choose to protect guns than children.
Yeah, and back when she was an activist, this is what she was doing. And now she can actually vote on bills. She can try to stop gun control legislation and things like that. And she now has that power.
Yeah, and I can, anytime you do something and you do it for the right reasons, there's always somebody there to accuse you of taking some money, right? I've gotten accused of taking Soros money since day one. I mean, there were plenty of days I could have used some, so just George Soros, give me a holler or whatever. But the fact remains is that they're doing this work because they went through something that changed their life forever, and they're gonna have a bond with the people who survived that Parkland shooting right there on the other side of Coconut Creek, Florida. It's like this is a reality. It's a real place. These were real people, real children, and they're doing this because they can't let this happen to anyone else.
Yeah, 100%. And they've, like Marjorie Taylor Greene's attacks against him are some of the individually worse against him and against others because he's not the only person that she's, smearing when she says that the whole thing's made up. There are any number of other kids from that shooting and from others that have tried to protect the lives of other kids, and they do it because they have to, because we don't have enough elected representatives to actually make it happen. Like, we focus on her here because what she's saying is abhorrent, but understand that the government hasn't done anything about guns since that shooting or since Sandy Hook or against Pulse or against Thousand Trees, against any of these shootings. And it didn't just do it because Marjorie Taylor Greene is bad. For every Marjorie Taylor Greene, there's 50 or 100 Republicans that agree on the goals with her. They just don't make as clear what they believe about Satanists eating children and stuff like that. But they will vote the exact same way as a Marjorie Taylor Greene, and they have. The reason that David Hogg has to keep doing this, that Emma Gonzalez, that a number of others have to keep doing this, is because nothing was done after any of those shootings.
Right.
And so she's the worst, and we're focusing on her, I think, justifiably. But there are a lot of other Republicans that are just as bad on the actual substance.
Yeah. No, I think that's really important, and something that's completely not important. But I just have to say before you end the segment, David Hogg is growing up. He's got his whole beard situation going on, looking like what's the actor that played Christian Bale? Looking like Christian Bale over there. So, hey man, you guys be encouraged, David. Don't let these people get you down. You guys are doing an amazing work.
Now watch, Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to be like, look, even the lib media admits he's an actor. Anyway.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.